Who hurt you?
Some scars are hidden, but never from a vampire king whose ancient eyes see everything. For Alara, the castle's blood scullery was not a workplace, it was a prison. A place ruled by Vorlag, the Warden of Flesh, a cruel human overseer whose hands never left wounds that daylight could betray. For 2 long years, she concealed his brutality beneath long sleeves and bowed posture. As an Omega thrall, she was nothing voiceless, unnoticed. One of 6 mortal servants forced to toil among the undead aristocracy of the Crimson Dominion. Speaking out meant death, because Vorlag was shielded by the High Chamberlain, his uncle, who handled human servants like livestock. No one expected salvation, least of all from the immortal monarch, who rarely descended into places where humans labored and bled. Yet salvation arrived the moment King Theron of the Night Court, an ancient vampire over 4 centuries old, noticed one small, flinching movement. What he saw would change the Dominion forever. Asterisk, the hidden sufferer in Jalara, 27, orphaned and mortal, found refuge only in the scullery's shadows. The heat of the kitchens was harsh, but Vorlag's cruelty was worse. At 46, he was the master of servants, a human beta given power over mortals to keep them in line. Beneath the vampires, he tormented the 6. Omega's ruthlessly methods designed to leave no marks visible under moonlight, for vampires saw more clearly at night. But sometimes he failed. Hope had died long ago. Kira, Liana, Faye, Gwen, and Mara carried their own hidden scars. Months earlier, they dared to approach the Chamberlain. They showed their wounds. They spoke truth. He smirked. Thralls bruise easily. Learn to endure. Vorlag's punishment afterward nearly killed Kira after that. Silence became their armor. Asterisk, the vampire king arrives King Theron Ancient, feared and distant, rarely bothered with mortal affairs. The palace ran on strict hierarchies, vampires at the top, humans beneath, thralls at the bottom. Until one evening when a tour of new blood granaries led him through the scullery. The staff dropped into terrified bows as he entered, their pulses loud in his ears. He barely glanced at them until he saw her, a young woman shrinking back, tugging her sleeve hastily over a dark, ugly bruise. The movement was so quick, so terrified, it pierced even an immortal heart. You, his voice echoed like thunder. Come forward. She froze. Vorlag stepped in front of her instantly. Your Majesty, the Omega thralls are clumsy things. Pay her no mind. I did not address you, Theron said, voice soft as a blade. I addressed her. Vorlag stumbled back. Alara approached. Trembling, look at me, he commanded. When she lifted her head, he saw everything. The yellowing bruise on her cheek, the split lip, the shadows of older pain etched into her aura. His heightened senses tasted the fear in her blood. A silent, ancient fury awakened. Who harmed you? Silence. I will ask once more. Her voice was a broken whisper. I fell, my king. The lie was thin, transparent. His gaze swept the room. Every heartbeat spiked with fear. Every servant looked away. Theron turned to Vorlag. Your name? Vorlag, your Majesty. I oversee these mortals. How many Omega thralls serve here? 6. Line them up. Vorlag hesitated too long. Now, when the women stood in a line, Theron walked slowly before them. He saw a limp, a wrapped hand, a dislocated shoulder hastily reset. Lift your heads. They obeyed. A gallery of suffering. His fury turned glacial. His fangs lengthened. You are a remarkably unfortunate group to be so consistently injured. He returned to Alara. Tell me who hurt you. Her eyes flicked toward Vorlag. terror, Vorlag stepped forward. Your Majesty surely guards? Theron didn't raise his voice. Arrest him. Vorlag paled. On what grounds? This is madness. On the grounds that I suspect you. The truth will follow. He was dragged away screaming. Theron faced the Omegas. No one will harm you for speaking now. You have my oath sealed in blood, and a vampire's oath could not be broken. Asterisk, asterisk, the banished darkness. The investigation was swift. Healers documented years of abuse. Servants finally spoke. The Chamberlain's corruption was exposed. Theron executed him before dawn, but something else troubled him. Every time he looked at Alara, an ancient instinct stirred old as the first moonrise. He summoned the court seer, a witch older than the kingdom. She looked at Alara once and said, "My king. She is your bloodbound mate, your fated one." The revelation hit like a blade. His destined mate, his immortal counterpart, had been suffering in his own castle, and he had not known. Guilt weighed on him heavier than stone. Justice would come first. Asterisk, asterisk, A. New law of the night. 3 nights later, the entire Dominion gathered in the Blood Square. The moon glowed crimson. A platform held Theron, the chained Vorlag, and the disgraced Chamberlain. The 6 Omegas stood guarded by vampire knights. Theron's voice boomed magically across the crowd. "I confess a failure," he began. "Corruption festered in my own throne shadow." He described the horrors inflicted on the mortal thralls. Then he turned and bowed, a king bowing to humans. "I failed you. For that, I offer my deepest regret." He turned to the men. "Prisoners, Vorlag, Chamberlain, you are guilty." But sword flashed silver forged with ancient runes. 2 hearts stopped beating. The city roared. Theron lifted his blade again. "Let it be law. Any abuse of power, vampire or mortal, shall be punished by death. A new council of shadows will hear all grievances, and these 6 will be honored as survivors, not servants." His eyes found Alara. "You are not defined by what was done to you, but by the strength it took to endure." Asterisk, asterisk, the bond awakens. Weeks passed. Alara wandered the moonlit gardens free, but unsure how to feel. The fear lingered like a phantom. Theron found her there. "May I join you?" She nodded. Double quotes. "How are you, Alara?" "I do not know. He is gone, but the memory remains." "That is the nature of deep wounds," he said quietly. "Even vampires need centuries to heal their oldest pains." "Why?" She whispered. "Why do you care for a scullery thrall?" He looked at her gently. "Because your soul has worth. That alone is enough." His words broke something open inside her. Then softly, "Alara, the seer confirmed what I felt the moment I saw you. You are my fated mate." She stepped back, stunned. "That cannot be. It awaits your choice. Always your choice. I will never claim you without your will. I need time. Then you have all eternity." The choice. He kept his distance, protecting her quietly. She watched the new laws reshape the kingdom. Slowly, her heart thawed. 3 months later, she approached his study. "My king." "Alara?" "I am ready," she whispered. "Ready to see if this bond is real." He stepped closer. "Are you certain?" "Your actions have shown me your nature," she said. "I want to know what it feels like to be cherished." He kissed her gently, an immortal promise bound in blood and moonlight. For the first time, she felt seen, truly seen. Asterisk, asterisk, years later, Queen Alara stood in the palace gardens, radiant under the eternal moon. The Omegas became leaders, healers, protectors of the oppressed. The Dominion changed forever because a vampire king chose to look closer, not with immortal eyes, but with compassion.